Half-Hitch Tackle's Emerald Tales, presented by Sun Harbor Marina.
I don't know what you're going through. No, all that I know is that it's bothering you.
This week on Emerald Tales, Captain Nathan and Captain Todd each take the towee boat on a late winter adventure. With most of the country covered in snow, let's see how Panama City celebrates wintertime.
A focus on the positive side, and maybe you will find you're natural.
Oh, there's a big school right here. Look, right where I casted, just shy of it. See him going to the right? The big wad of wakes right there?
Yes.
Got him.
That might have been the smallest one of the bunch it ate it.
Hey, look. Oh, I see. Hey, there's a wad of them right up here too.
That was awesome. I threw at that big one. This little one ran right underneath it and ate it.
Starving.
Well, he shortened my snake oil for me.
His attitude, he'll be big in no time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was fighting for that snake oil.
Oh, he turned around and just, as soon as it hit the water, he swam 6 feet looking for it.
That big one turned his head slowly and he just had it. All right, rig up again.
Once we get down around this corner up here, a lot of this shoreline turns into nice white sand, so we probably should see a couple of them just kind of laid up in that sand, kind of warming up. I'm just gonna stop because you're right at me.
I just let mine sit on the bottom.
You got one looking at it.
I got him.
So many questions.
Oh, there he is.
Feel like I'm in over my head. Don't know what I was thinking.
Good job, man.
I look back at a
That
lot
snake
of
oil
shit
is the
I
way to go
did.
right now, I think.
I thought I found the answer.
Drop your line real quick.
When I fell in love with you.
There, redfish.
Now that I was fooling.
Yeah, just let it lay on the bottom. Let about a third of that school get over top of it, then I started twitching it again. Hello. Come here, baby. Ooh. Pretty nice fish, dude.
There is a mob of them up here.
There's a what? I couldn't hear you. My fish was thrashing.
Oh, I said there's a sure enough mob of them.
That's awesome.
Beautiful fish, man. Great little 2-spotter. I mean, that is the perfect size to pick off out here.
It's cool when you're unhooking one and you can look over your shoulder and see another one.
Yeah, oh yeah. I'm gonna have to switch up what I'm presenting. 'Cause they have turned on to that snake.
Ooh.
One thing that I really, really enjoy is, especially in the wintertime, is sight fishing for redfish. Our water's typically very clear in the wintertime, and the redfish are in big schools, they're in shallow water, and they make for some fantastic sight fishing action. And even though on any given day we catch a lot of redfish, being as the water is clear, you know, it's just part of it. You know, you're gonna have a lot of refusals, so just like any other day, today we had quite a few refusals earlier in the morning, but once we kind of dialed in what it is they were looking for, the fish turned on for us and we caught a whole bunch of them.
Slide them on over here, Nate. I'll get them for you.
Here, I'm gonna spin you around so you can get another shot at them.
Nice little fish.
Oh, yeah. That one ain't got no spots. That's one you don't catch very often.
No spotter.
Naked. It's so strange, you know, every other fish that I look at, none of them got spots back there, but when I look at a redfish that doesn't have one, it just looks so odd.
Boy, he ate it.
In the wintertime, when the water's clear and cold, sometimes it can be a little tough to get fish to bite, so there's a few things that I like to do personally that kind of give me the confidence that the fish are going to eat whenever I present to them. One thing that I almost always do is I downsize every aspect of my gear, and that includes the rod, the reel, the weight of the line, the size of the leader. Rarely do I use any more than about 8 or 10 pound fluorocarbon when I'm actually throwing at redfish. I like using short shank jig heads that allow me to have a little extra action on the lure without actually moving the jig all that much. You know, I don't want the hook to be all the way down through the body. I just want it to be in the very front section of the rubber. And then also the actual jig that I use on the end of it. Today, snake oil has really been one of a really fantastic sight fishing bait because of the action that it has, the quietness of it landing, and it works fantastic. The fish, when it lands, they just cannot stand it for whatever reason. They just love this thing. Nice, good one too. Nice, well done, buddy, well done.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was such a great shot. We saw that fish just kind of floating on that sandbar, and
I think this might have been a different fish.
was it?
Yeah, he kept cruising. This one came across a pothole right before.
Got you.
And he wanted that snake oil.
Pretty one there.
Yeah, isn't he beautiful?
Yeah, it's a good thing now that this water's warming up. These fish are starting to get a little more active, and they're reacting a little bit better to these baits.
Thank you, Nate.
Yeah, man, that was a great cast. That was
Great cast.
there we go.
Good job.
It's like, man, oh, there's a good, oh man, that was a good fish there. You know, sometimes it's nice to have to fight for it a little bit, you know. It makes it all the more worthwhile when you get them.
Slide them on up here. All right.
Nope.
Got the string. Nice. Easy, baby. There he is.
It's been such a gracious guest for me today, landing on my fish.
That's the least I could do for you. Push me around with that stick all day.
Hey, man. Labor of love.
But I always loved coming up here to Panama City.
And clean water. I mean, you know, every flat we've gone to today, except for one, has just been loaded with fish. And finally, we got to a group that kind of wanted to eat a little bit. But you know, hey, this sight fishing is one of those things, especially in the winter when they're schooled up like this in this clean water. You know, sometimes they can get a little bit finicky, a little skittish, and you know, the best thing to do is just try not to get frustrated and keep chugging along. And
Hooked him pretty good.
that's that BMC 1/8 ounce swim bait hook.
Yeah.
Sticks them pretty good.
Yeah, it did. There it is. All right, buddy. We'll put him back. See if we can convince another one to eat.
When we return to Emerald Tales, Captain Nate and Captain Ed continue to search the flats for late winter redfish. Emerald Tales is brought to you by DOA Boats, guide-tested skiffs. Penn Reel sets records and wins tournaments. Live Water Sports. What do you live for? Pelican Coolers. Bring it. Hook and Tackle. Performance fishing apparel.
I don't know what you're going through. No, all that
Well, I always love to come up to Panama City. This is truly one of my favorite destination spots in Florida. One of the best fisheries left in the state, I believe. Had a great time up here today doing some sight fishing with Captain Nate, catching some redfish, saw some trout. We always have a great time. I'm really digging his new boat. This DOA boat did a great job. He pulled it just about everywhere we want it to go.
Nice shot. Fantastic.
That was awesome.
That's just too much fun, even for me, just to watch from up here on the platform. I mean, that's worth the price of admission right there.
Nice fish. It was so cool to watch his body get all excited and light up.
You know, I have clients on board a lot of times, and when we're doing this, you know, they get excited and they throw out and they think that they got to do a whole lot with the lure, you know, constantly kind of twitching. And I mean, what you did right there was what I try to explain to them. You know, you get the cast in close enough to where the fish can detect the lure landing, and they're going to start looking for it. And all you have to do is give them just a subtle move, and I mean, they're all over it. That was textbook right there.
Everybody likes to twitch and reel, twitch and reel.
That's it.
Well, if you crank it, you twitch once and crank twice, you've moved it about 4 or 5 feet.
That's it.
This is a nice fish.
That is a beautiful fish. Good upper slot, 25, 26 inch.
DOA snake oil. Man, that has been fooling some fish.
I'm telling you, man, that's kind of jealous. I didn't catch that one.
You know, last time I was up here, I was really just kind of learning how to use it and getting going with it, and it's only been, you know, more and more successful the more I do it. Carried it all throughout Florida, Texas, and the Carolinas, and everywhere I go, that's by far my best sight fishing bait. Beautiful fish, Nate. You know, this morning when they really weren't wanting to cooperate, we tried a few different things. The only thing I did was I shortened up the length of that snake, maybe give it a little bit smaller profile. But I think it has more to do with the wind laying down, the sun coming up, and everything getting just perfect.
Well, that one definitely did not question whether or not that was real.
Oh, no. He was like, huh?
And he had it in his mind that that was breakfast.
He was hooked good.
It's Captain Todd's turn to enjoy the wintertime action. Except his interest is on the flats, but not chasing redfish. More on that when we return to Emerald Tales. Emerald Tales is brought to you by Suffix Braid, the longest casting braid on the market. VMC Coastal Black, extreme corrosion resistance. Hobie Polarized, the only choice for active water sportsmen. Williamson Lures, withstand saltwater elements trip after trip.
lights of this town, they shine as supernovas do. And the moonlight flares in the sky, and it's revealing the night's truth. And the ground illuminates like scattered fires out to the seas. No words can describe the grace of this quiet scene in front of me, allowing me to break free from this mental.
Well, when you think of Panama City, you know, most people think, hey, spring break and fishing and stuff like that. They don't really think about duck hunting. You don't really think about duck hunting in the Panhandle. I know myself, growing up in Mississippi and hunting in South Mississippi and Louisiana, I never really thought about going to Panama City, Florida to go duck hunting. However, we have a huge population of redheads, bluebills, and buffleheads, especially the redheads. That's really what people, once they figure out that they're here, that's what they come here to hunt. So we actually have one of the biggest redhead populations that come here in winter on the Gulf Coast. I think outside of maybe Texas or something like that, we probably do have the biggest population of redheads. One of the great things about if you do come here hunting, there's actually something other to do than just go duck hunting. We have the beaches, we have historic St. Andrews, we have art, great food, restaurants. I mean, there's just a lot to do. One of the great features about this area is we have big open water where the redheads come and raft and they eat and stuff, but we also have a lot of protected bays. So you can actually access this stuff with a smaller boat like this, like the towee boat, which you can bring it just about anywhere. It drafts hardly any water. I was able to put enough decoys in there to decoy some ducks. It's just a great small water boat. So this is my son Jacob's last youth waterfowl hunt. It's kind of special for the two of us. We get to go out there, he gets to shoot, we get to, you know, hang out after the season's already closed, so it's open for them. And we decided to go hunt in the afternoon. We actually decided to deer hunt in the morning, then we took our afternoon to go duck hunting. And the duck hunting around here a lot of times, especially depending on the moon phase, is really productive in the afternoon, which is another benefit for someone who doesn't want to wake up real early, like at 3 o'clock in the morning and go duck hunting. It's productive to go hunt in the afternoon. Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it.
I caught him on gun.
You got caught up in there?
Yeah.
Shell hit me in the head. So that youth hunt sometimes can be really tough, especially when you don't have the right weather conditions. And what we had was some bright sunny skies. So sometimes hunting isn't all about the hunting part. It's about the whole event, about the destination, about getting there. So what I took the opportunity with Jacob doing that day is we drove around, kind of I showed him some different spots, some different things to look for when he's going to set up for himself, because he'll be able to hunt next year by himself. So we drove around in the towee boat, which we were able to get in some really shallow spots and access a lot of stuff. So I talked to him about wind conditions. So it's turned out to be a really good learning opportunity, and just it's always good to be able to hang out with your son, you know, out hunting. And the good thing about duck hunting is, unlike say deer hunting, when you're sitting in a tree stand solo all by yourself, it's kind of isolated. But duck hunting, you can sit there, you can talk. You only got to be quiet for about 30 seconds when you see the ducks coming in. So it's actually a really good bonding experience. Nice. Nice.
That felt good right there. Oh, I'll go grab him.
All right, go get him.
Oh, one shot.
Thanks for watching this week's Emerald Tales. For the latest fishing information or to book a guide in Panama City, log on to BayCountyOutdoors.com or check us out on Facebook at Bay County Outdoors.